Welcome back to the Bright Light Wellness YouTube channel. I am so excited you are here with me. Thank you so much. I appreciate you tuning in and following along. Today, I want to talk to you about the homeopathic remedy, sepia. Now, sepia is a fantastic hormonal, typically women's remedy, but doesn't have to be women's remedy, but it's typically used for women. The typical picture of a sepia is a mom who's very burnt out mom and has a lot of hormonal disturbances. So we'll see her being a very, we'll see a lot of PMS symptoms. She could be weepy, she could be irritable, she can yell at her children, she's slamming things, she's yelling, and then she feels guilty and then she cries about it. She's harder. There's a hard shell. She's disconnected and kind of indifferent kind of going on. She's kind of like doesn't care. She can be, adverse to her husband, disconnected to her family and the ones that she loves most. She can make sarcastic and cutting remarks to the ones that she loves the most. Lots of irritability. There can be depression a lot of times with sepia, a lot of stagnation, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Usually it's, we think of it for typical housewife who's just feels unappreciated, bogged down, overwhelmed with all of her things, all of being a mom, maybe her work, all the things just kind of just drain her. And she's very, very overburdened and overwhelmed easily with life. They like to be alone. They desire alone time, and that makes them feel better is when they're alone. Everybody leaves and goes to work and to school, and CP is like, okay, I can have my time to myself. They can be depressed as well. They are definitely chilly and worse from cold. They can have left-sided symptoms, so their symptoms can be more predominantly on the left side. They can be worse with anything to do with hormones, so menopause, PMS before the period, during the period, after the period. They actually have tendencies for miscarriages and abortions. They can have left-sided headaches, especially right above the left head or in the left eye, and typically before their period or around their period this happens. A lot of times this is a good remedy for morning sickness. They can have this empty feeling in their stomach as well. That's not better by eating. So they can feel really hungry all the time, but it's not better by eating. They can also have nausea and vomiting of pregnancy. They crave sweets. They like vinegar and sour things. They don't like fat and salt as much. They tend to have constipation without urging. Again, everything is stagnant, so they cannot let things flow. So they tend to have constipation. It's a very good remedy for vaginitis or yeast infections. They tend to have a lot of what we call leukorrhea or vaginal discharge, usually white. There's all kinds of disturbances on the hormonal sphere, whether that's going to be menses that are scanty or menstruation that comes too early. There can be amenorrhea or dysmenorrhea, so loss of period or painful periods. It's the biggest remedy for uterine prolapse or bladder prolapse. So sepia has a bearing down sensation in her pelvis, like everything is going to fall out. And that's because everything is kind of laxed, and she needs support there. Usually there's aversion to their husband and to sex in general. They can have burning pains. They can have urinary issues, so stress incontinence, leaking urine when they cough or laugh or sneeze, bedwetting in children, and sudden and frequent urging for urine. They can have Raynaud's where their fingers get all, you lose circulation in their fingers. They can have skin issues as well, things like vitiligo and psoriasis and ringworm and hirsutism, where you get, chin hairs, like dark chin hairs. CP is also better and ameliorated by vigorous exercise. So one of the ways that they heal their stagnation is they go for a run or they do some vigorous exercise or workout, and this will help them feel better physically, mentally, and emotionally. So yeah, that's sepia in a nutshell. They also love to dance. So dancing can help ameliorate their symptoms, and they actually like thunderstorms. Um, yeah, and I think that's sepia in a nutshell. Definitely think about it, sepia, if you're a mom who's burnt out, angry, irritable, and yells at her children and has hormonal disturbances. Um, so that's sepia. So remember that homeopathy only works if the symptoms align and match. So the energy and the frequency and the vibration matches the energy and the frequency and the vibration in you. So the energy of that remedy matches the energy in you. So that's the only way that homeopathy will actually work. So we never want to just willy-nilly take a remedy. We want to make sure that we're matching the symptoms that the person is experiencing to the remedy. Now, if you're in a sepia state or you think sepia could be a good remedy for you, I always recommend working with a trained professional to make sure you get the correct potency, dosage, and frequency to match your situation, because it depends on a lot of things like the level of your health and whether or not you're on medications, whether how far this is in the mental emotional sphere. It depends on a lot of things. And a trained practitioner can help you make that. And you also want to make sure that you're getting to the upper layer. Yes, you may have a sepia layer, but what other layers are there as well, right? So we want to make sure that we're getting to that upper layer to support your health and your healing. So I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned a little bit about the constitution of sepia. It's a great hormonal remedy. It's one that's been really supportive towards my health and healing, and I've seen it be supportive on clients' health and healing. And it also not only is just for women, it can be for men as well. It's just more likely indicated in women, and it can be for children as well too. So a great, great remedy, supports both acute and chronic conditions. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, follow along on my YouTube channel to learn more content about homeopathy and circadian biology as well. That's also what I do. Leave a comment or a message in the comments to let me know what else you want to know about. And if you're ready to support your health and your healing with homeopathy, you can book in a homeopathic session with me, brightlightwellnesscoach.com, and I'll be happy to support you. Have an awesome day.